I wanted to show you, once it gets that nick in it, it tears really easily. One of the requirements in order for a product to be money is it needs to be durable. So here is an authentic American Peace dollar, 1923. I can tell you right now, it's in cardboard, but I can tell you right now, if you tried to tear that or rip it, it would not tear or rip. Same as this Canadian silver dollar. Both of these used to be circulated money. It was passed between people's hands in exchange for goods. And that's durability. The same as this round that I took a hammer to when silver was getting smashed, and I wanted to do a demonstration of it getting smashed. You can try all you want to trip, rip, or tear that. It is not going to rip or tear. Certainly nothing like this banknote, which just about completely came apart on us. I had a question in a recent live stream from one Joe McBride, who had been discussing the durability of the Canadian banknotes and how they were virtually impossible to tear or rip. And I put a comment or a response in there saying that's actually not true, and that they actually do tear or rip fairly easily, especially once they've got a nick in them, or when it gets extremely cold. And so his response was, oh, you know, I have some Canadian friends and they've told me that they're very, very difficult to rip. And so that's true. This one here is in excellent condition. And so like, sure enough, you can put some good pressure on there and that does not rip. It does feel very similar to me to the same type of material that you see sometimes on the juice, you know, juice plastic containers. This one was a, you know, cranberry cherry. Very, very difficult to rip until it gets a little tear in it, or when it's really cold. And once it's got that in it, it tears really, really easy. But without that, it's still strong. And so that's what we've got with the Canadian banknotes as well. I originally showed you this one here, which I tried to rip and tear with, you know, maybe 30 or 40% of my strength. Certainly enough, if it ripped easily, it would. But just as demonstration here, these are all relatively new, and I'm keeping these stashed just for in the event of you know, hydro going out. I keep some banknotes around. But just to show you here, when they get beat up and they get a little bit older, they do not maintain that structural integrity. And in fact, where did it go? This one here, if you look down the center, you know, a lot of people fold these in half. You can see it's actually, you can see right through it. And it looks like it's got that plastic. It looks like it's maybe 2-ply or 2 layers of plastic with the actual banknote portion inside. They call it polymer. I realize in reality they're worthless because they're backed by nothing other than faith. But this is what they start to look like when they get beat up. And I'd say they don't have much more durability or structural integrity than the old paper fiber or cotton ones. And so just to show you further demonstration here, this one actually shows a little more, you know, how it's kind of a plastic, you know. I imagine this one's been around for quite some time. It might have gone through the laundry a few times. But certainly nicks do occur in these banknotes. I've seen them come fresh out of the bank machine with nicks on them. It's like the bank machine actually puts a little chew on it. A lot of people fold them over when they're brand new because they tend to stick together, and then that makes sure they don't accidentally pay out. But I just wanted to show you here. This one's already got a nick in it, and I just wanted to show you, once it gets that nick in it, it tears really easily. And look what happens. I'm not going to wreck it completely, and I'm going to put it back together. But you can see it rips very, very easily. And you can see here's the thin transparent layer. And this would be the cotton fiber part. This feels like paper. And so it's embedded in the middle of two pieces of plastic, or polymer, as they call it. And it ripped. It felt like it had a little more structural integrity than this did, once it gets going, but not much. And I can tell you from personal experience, in the cold weather, I've frequently received banknotes. Someone hands it to me, or whatever the case may be, and it almost breaks. Like, it just rips. The same as you'll notice balloons have very little structural integrity when they get really cold. Same as balloons and elastics, which are more like a rubbery plastic, but similar type of thing here. So I'm going to keep this video fairly short and sweet. The whole objective of this was, at the end of our conversation back and forth between Joe McBride and myself, I said, you know what, I'll do a video on these Canadian banknotes, and I'll show you just how easy they tear. And he said that he would really appreciate that. And so that's what I'm doing right here. So you can see that tears very, very easy once it gets going. But true enough, like, until it gets a nick in it or a cut, it doesn't rip too easily. But I can tell you right now, I can feel right there, she was just about to let go on me. So you absolutely can tear them fairly easily. Anyway, have a great day.